Hey friends, what's up? Let's chat. Today is a snow day. Not in that there's no school, but it is snowing a lot today. And so before I even start, let me actually start the video. And so because I can't go anywhere anyways, I really wanted to just take the day to do things that I enjoy doing that sometimes I don't have time for. I'm not cleaning anything. I'm not opening my work computer. I am not doing anything that feels like a chore today. So I already took a nice shower, had a shower steamer, put on shea butter, put on perfume, feeling good. Also, the impetus for me wanting to record today is actually that I dyed my hair yesterday. So I did it like last night, and so I haven't gotten to see like the full effect, like with makeup and all of that, what it looks like. So I wanted to share that with y'all. Also, now that January is coming to a close, we'll see if I post this in January, hopefully I do. But now that January is coming to a close, that means it's almost my birthday. And I'm turning 27 this year. I made this channel when I was 24. Around my 25th birthday, I had a couple of videos about like being in my late 20s and, my mid 20s and how I felt about myself. And so I figured that it would be good to not even like react to those videos, but rather just kind of check in, because I feel like in the past couple months, once it was like last summer and I was like, oh, I'm turning 27, depending on who you ask, that's like late 20s. I was like, ooh, I do feel different. And then one of my sisters turned 30 last summer and was like, it's a whole new world. Most of my siblings are in their 30s, if not older, and they all said like, once you get to your 30s, life just feels different. And so I really just feel like I've been taking stock of life a little bit more. So I figured I would chat with all of you about that. I finally, y'all, you're gonna be so proud. I finally had the wherewithal to get a magnifying mirror instead of just like squinting throughout my videos. I know, you don't have to all clap at once. But, so like I said, for the past couple months, I've been feeling like, ooh, things are different. What's going on? And I'm gonna try. One of the things that I've learned about myself, I already knew this, but it's really like in full effect, is that I'm remarkably private. Like even with some of my close friends, I realize there's just stuff that I don't share. And so I'm gonna try to be a little bit more, and by a little bit, I really do mean a little, but be a little bit more open in this video. But to be transparent, in the past couple months, I found a new therapist. And that's not something that I'm embarrassed about or anything. I've been in therapy since I was on and off since I started college, so it's been a while. But I've bounced around to a couple different people because it's hard. It's really hard to find a good person, but I feel like I did. And at first when we started working together, we were dealing with some more like pressing stuff that I wanted to work on, but now we're in the like what feels like the like refine my life stage in therapy, where I'm really just trying to take stock of everything and accept it. I think the biggest difference I feel now compared to definitely 5 years ago, even 2, is that I no longer feel like I am some sort of project for myself to work on, you know? And I think the reason for that is also, and you know, just let me talk my shit for a second. I've accomplished most everything that I wanted to. You know, I live on my own, I'm financially independent, I have a fulfilling career that involves Black children and literature, which is what I always wanted. I have a dog, my relationships are healthy, I have good relationships with my family, I live near my family, all of those things, the list goes on. And so I think part of that is I no longer feel like, oh, it's just this one thing that I need to get to, you know? I was able to, I think that's what I talked about in that like turning 25 video, is that I started just taking stock of stuff and being like, this isn't what I want. And inevitably in the process of doing that, I had to ask myself, well, what do I want? And then thankfully, I'm very privileged that I've been able to reach those goals, do those things. I feel like I say this often, but of course also some of the stuff that I'm going to talk about, even therapy included, it involves money. It's not like I just, you know, woke up and was like, I think I want to love myself. You know, I also have a level of stability that I was really chasing for a while. But now that I've gotten to this place, I realize that I'm just, to be honest, I'm tired. I am really tired of just feeling like it's always something. There's always something going on. Somebody needs something from me. I think that's part of why I've stayed single for the past 2 years, is that I'm just like, I can't deal with anybody else. I just need to worry about myself. And my attitude towards relationships has changed as an adult. But I have a lot of different thoughts. So hopefully they make sense coming out. But so I've gotten to this place where I'm really accepting myself, which feels really good. How did I get to this point? So like I said, a couple years ago, there was just a lot of stuff. I thought that I was working towards what I wanted, and eventually got to a point where I felt like, oh yeah, I've made it. And then was like, whose version of this, whose version of making it do I have? You know, okay, I live with a partner, we're engaged, I have a full-time job that on paper looks good, I have pets. Like I had said before, just all of these different responsibilities. And then I'm like, hold up. I don't like it here. Mom, come get me. So I've talked about that though. I feel like I've talked about that at least, of just making that switch. But as far as my late 20s, I feel like I'm able to take stock of everything that I have and appreciate it and accept it, instead of looking for what are all the holes, what are things that I could be doing better. Please hold. Okay. So I'm able to take stock and appreciate what I have, and also appreciate the work that I've put into that, you know? Like I said, I've been very privileged in a lot of ways, but I also like to think of myself as somebody that's ambitious. I push myself very hard, and that's gotten me very far, and it's very tiring. And so when I say like, oh, I'm not a project to work on anymore, like I want to just sit in those accomplishments without thinking, okay, what's next? What else can I do? Whatever. And I want to kind of just settle for like a year or two, you know, like I'm not trying to move. don't want to switch jobs. I think the only thing that I want to change is buying a car. And even then, it's not necessary, you know. That would just be something that's nice because I like cars. I think also getting to this point included really having to like interrogate myself and think, what do I like? And not just what do I like about myself, but like what do I like in general? I was talking to a friend about this, I think yesterday, when I dyed my hair, and my friend was like, oh, welcome to your late 20s, because I feel like I'll get to like aesthetic stuff, but yeah, like we started talking about it because also both of our birthdays are in February, and I was like, you know what's funny? I feel like I love being myself, and also it's a lot of the same stuff that it has always been. I have always loved making stuff. I have always loved cooking shows. I have always loved reading. I have always loved animals, my friends, cartoons. Like, even the way that I look is actually not that far off from in the past. But I feel like I'm not experimenting anymore. I feel like I've landed, at least for a little bit. So that's all like internal stuff, or internal stuff. As far as the external, I remember like a couple years ago, my brother saying that once he got to his 30s, he didn't care anymore about what other people thought. And so he like did all kinds of like stuff with his appearance. He experiments a lot too with like different haircuts and clothes and stuff. And oh, I didn't want to wear this. I mean, I'm gonna put on a different brown. But I kind of am getting to that place of like, I don't actually care very much that other folks like what I have on. I like what I have on. And I've really, I mean, for one, I changed sizes a couple times in the past few years, and so I would have to replace my clothes anyways. But this last time that I'm doing it, in the past like 2-3 months, I've really been like, what are some things that I've always wanted? Like, I've always wanted a pair of Levi's 501 jeans. Like, I loved Kid Cudi in high school, so 501s. But I finally just bought some. I was like, man, whatever. And I ordered them online, which, me buying jeans online, that's bonkers. But it's like, I've always wanted them. I used to not like how they would fit. Like, now I don't care anymore. As far as my hair, you can see it looks black. I'm hoping that it lightens up some because I didn't want it to be black. But even then, like, even with the red that I had, I made an appointment to get highlights for my birthday. And then I thought to myself, I was talking to my mom about it, if I spend $200 on my appearance, I'm getting a tattoo. I don't actually care about my hair color that much. I think the haircut 100% was worth the money, and I will continue to go to that hairdresser in particular. Hair dye, like, whatever. I've been dyeing my hair myself since I was like 15 maybe. Whatever. And even when it comes to the color, my hair is dark. My hair is very, very dark. I think I just want it to be very, very dark for a while. And I think what it really was is I was going through some things at the end of last year, and so I didn't dye my hair for 6 months. And having 6 months of roots drove, I am not that person. So that drove me up a wall. So I was like, I'd rather just dye my hair dark get the red out the ends, or rather cover, it's not like it's out, but cover the red on the ends. And I'm just rambling. And like basically, if I don't dye my hair for another 6 months, which we'll see if that happens, but at least it'll be able to grow out a little bit more naturally. And like I said, as far as like being done experimenting, like I'm growing my hair back. I like how I look best with long hair. I love short hair. After having short hair, I don't know how many times at this point, I think I'm over it. I hate growing my hair out. Absolutely hate it. So I know that about myself. So I'm not gonna keep doing that. You know, and I feel like that about a lot of different stuff. I know this about myself, so why am I trying to fight it? So I really just feel like I'm at a place of being at peace with myself. And that's not to say that I've arrived in any kind of way or that I don't have stuff to work on, because I do. And there's stuff that I could do even better when it comes to accepting myself. Like I push myself way too hard, and that doesn't serve me. I thought it did. And I think that we really encourage people to push themselves too far. But now I'm kind of like, no. Like I said, even today, it's like I'm not touching anything. I'm not cleaning anything. I'm not, like, I need to just have a day. And that's something that even a year ago, 2 years ago, I wouldn't have even had the verbiage for. I want to pick my hair out more. But yeah, even like if you see pictures of like, sometimes my pit goes through my cartilage piercing. That's another thing that like, oh, in terms of accepting myself, embracing myself, whatever. I replaced all my jewelry with solid gold. And so I'm like so protective of it. This was not as coherent as I wanted it to be. Normally I think of my videos a little bit more. It's fine though. But yeah, I'm ready to just rest and just stay in the same spot for a while. I like change to a certain extent. I like change and I like feeling like I'm growing, but I'm trying to get better at really thinking, why is that? Why do I feel like that? So I'm excited. I'm so excited to be in my late 20s because I also just feel more mature. Like I feel like I've gone through, I like to think of myself as a mature person. I think everybody thinks of themselves as being mature. But I've also like started to have experiences that now I know I'm never doing that again. For certain experiences that I've had. And something that I've tried to really like think about while I'm saying all of this, as I've been going through these feelings, is also like doing it for myself. Like I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody or be the one that got away or impress anybody. Like how do I want to feel about myself? And that in the past couple years has been, when I say like, oh, I would wake up and know, like, I don't want any of this. I want to wake up and think I'm doing the best that I can and I'm happy with the situation that I'm in. And in the past, I've not felt that way at all. So in terms of what's next, nothing. No, in terms of what's next, it's also just hard to say because a lot of things are out of my control when it comes to like the panini panorama and stuff, you know. I would like to get out a little bit more. I know that one thing that really makes me feel in touch with myself is like going to museums even, and that's something that I haven't been able to do for actual years, and I don't want to assume the risk of doing it now. But whatever. I'm trying to just enjoy what I have. I've fought long and hard to get to this point. I've lost a lot. I've gained more. But I've lost, you know, relationships, friendships, whatever. Like things that needed to go are gone. And dealt with grief. About those things, and also like death and things like that. Stuff that I've spoken about before, but you know, I'm just ready to heal. But like actually, you know, I'm ready to feel okay and be okay and not be fighting myself. This shit is so tiring. To just so see yourself as a project. You'll work yourself into an early grave doing that, you know, because there's always going to be something. Hopefully this made sense. If it didn't, I like it. I like me. Whatever. So thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in my next video. Let me know what you think of my hair. It's you know the biggest joke, it's supposed to be honey brown. Come on now. Whatever, maybe I messed up. See you.